Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette, ranking, and review videos, as well as the occasional other beauty content sprinkled in, and possibly some other non-beauty content coming soon. We'll see. Anyways, if you like any of those things, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And it's been a minute since I filmed a video. I feel like last week I only ended up posting 1 video because I had an intention of filming a video and I just didn't get to it. My life has been crazy. So here we are. But this arrived yesterday. And by this, you already know what I'm talking about because it's in the title. This is the new palette from Bellabeautebar, the Sun and the Sea palette. And let me tell you and warn you, I cannot remember the name of this palette to save the life of me. Did I say that right? I don't know. Anyways, I keep calling it the Sand and Sea, the Land and Sea, the Siren, the Mermaid. I literally keep calling it the wrong. The Sun and the Sea is the name of the palette. Anyways, so warning you that I may and very likely will call this the wrong name at some point. Anywho, I'm going to do a look with this palette. I actually already used it yesterday, so I'll give you my thoughts on how my look went yesterday, do a look with this palette for some inspiration, and then share my overall thoughts at the end. So if you're down for that, let's keep it moving. So if you have somehow not seen the inside of the palette, this is what it looks like. It is a neutral with some reds and purples and blues. So very pretty color story. We'll put the picture of the look I did yesterday right here, so we can admire it together. I tried to keep the look very neutral. I was going to a concert and yeah, I just wanted it to be neutral. The mattes blended so freaking well. I will say, and I know others have made this comment about this palette either like on Instagram or in their videos, but the browns are similar. I didn't use this red one. I used these 3, and on the eye they do look somewhat different, but I think they could have been more different. Like, had this been slightly lighter and this slightly darker, I feel like it would have created a really nice gradient and gave a little bit more variety to the palette. Similar to actually these 2 blues down here. Like, if this one was like a hair lighter or this one like way darker, I think just we need more contrast from the matte. So I just want to be fully honest with you guys. Like, my goal of these videos is not to try to sell you guys stuff. Like, if I like something, I will share my thoughts, and if you want to buy it, and I do have an affiliate code with Bellabeautebar, it's KATELYNHOUSEMAKEUP. If you want to use it, it does save 10%. So I'm not trying to not do that, but I'm also not trying to do that. I just want to share you my experience. There's certain things that I know bother a lot of people with palettes, and those don't bother me, or there's certain things that bother me in palettes that might not bother others. So I just always want to give you as much information on my experience as possible. I'm getting out of breath. Anyways, so yeah, just wanted to highlight that. The shimmers I used the shade Water Nymph and Heat Wave. I wore them for 8.5 to 9 hours, and I didn't look at my look throughout the night. I just saw it when I went to take it off at night that there was some creasing, but I just used Fix Plus. I didn't use the Bellabeautebar Shimmer Stay Potion, which I have found tends to help shimmer stay a little bit better. I'm sure if you use a glitter primer, that helps too. For some reason, a glitter primer creases more on me. At least the NYX one does. I don't know what that's about. Anywho, yeah, those are my thoughts from look 1. So let's get started on look 2. I want to do I don't know what I want to do. I have an idea. I don't know if I'll be able to execute my vision, but I want to try it. So let's journey together. As far as videos I've watched with this palette, whose videos? I don't know if I've watched videos. I might have just seen like Instagram posts with it. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anybody's. I feel like I just looked at Instagram posts with it. Because like the big creators that got it in PR, I don't think I watched their videos. So, anyways, I want to take this brush, but it's a little bit dirty. This is the Be Perfect BPE 20. It's like an angled liner brush that I'm trying to get to work. Anyways, we're gonna use the shade Deep Dive, which is the darkest blue. And I just want to create a shadow wing. My eyeshadow, oh my god, I can't speak. I have the I think I'm having a stroke right now. The Hourglass eyeshadow base. That is what is on my eyes. And we're gonna do kind of like a smoked outliner, so I'm not worried about this being like super perfect. Let's get right up close and personal. This is actually just like a really pretty shade if you just wanted to do like a liner and call it a day. I feel like I say that every time I do this look where I'm like, oh, you could just be done here. But you really could. Do like one of the little shimmers in the inner corner and then you're like good to go. If you are fair, I will say that the dark, so the lightest tan shade is Sunbathe, and it's like, it blends out. So like if you went in just with that shade, I think you could make it work as a transition shade. Personally, I found it way easier once I mixed it with tan lines, which is kind of like the bone colored matte. I found that those two shades mixed together made a perfect transition shade for my skin tone. So if you're really light like me, you might benefit from that tip right there. I need to make sure to write that down for when I do Paletepalooza on this eventually. I am struggling so hard to film those videos. I have 2 of them ready to go, but I keep posting other stuff or running out of time. That was actually one of the videos I was supposed to film and post last week, but I didn't get to it, and now all my new stuff's coming. And I'm like, I just threw off my whole schedule. I think I might try and cram an extra video in this week so I can get one in. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Sigma & Samantha Ravindal detail pencil brush, and I'm actually going to go in with the shade Bikini, which is the purple shade. I am not going to use Waves because I really don't think that's going to be that different from that blue shade. I haven't swatched this palette yet, but I've seen other people's swatches, and they just look pretty similar on the skin, it feels like. Plus, I want this to be more purple than blue anyway, so. I really want to do a dark smoky eye with this palette and use the shade Mermazing, which is like a dark blue, dark purple duochrome. Oh my gosh, it's so stunning. I cannot wait to do that. I don't know when, but I want to. I'm not great at remembering to do smoky eyes. I tend to always do something different than a smoky eye. I always just save smoky eyes for like, I'm like, oh, I'm going out, so let's do a smoky eye. But I never remember. Okay, so now we're gonna take the shade Tan Lines. I'm gonna take the shade Tan Lines, like a lot of it, on a Sigma EO2 brush and take like a teensy tiny bit of the shade Bikini to create like a light purple on my brush, just to blend this a bit more. And like I said, it's okay, it's messy because I'm going to clean this up, so. Also, I kind of love like a messy, like lived-in look. I think that's fun. So the angled liner brush was good, but I want like a slightly bigger, a little bit fluffier brush with Deep Dive just to get a teensy bit more coverage on that. So I'm going back over where we did that with this BH brush. I'm not taking it all the way out because I don't need to deepen up like the whole wing, but right where basically my lashes are gonna eventually go. And sorry, I'm like right up close and personal, but girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. We're going back in with the Sigma Samantha Ravindal purple brush. Well, it's a detail brush, but the brush I used with the purple is what I meant to say. So now I'm actually gonna clean this up a little bit early, like before I do the shimmer, just because I kind of want to see what we're working with before I decide what I want to do next. So I just want to look at this with like the clean lines. Yeah, like that is pretty in and of itself. I could be happy right there and be like, okay, we're done. Call it a day. I love that Bellabeautebar is releasing, like re-releasing some of their older stuff with their new matte formula, because this matte formula is legit so nice. And personally, I wasn't familiar with the brand until Strange and Unusual, so there's a lot of their palettes that actually that's not true. I saw Star-Crossed Lovers the first time it released. That was the first palette I ever saw from the brand. So a lot of these older palettes, like I had never really seen from them. So yeah, anyways, I'm happy to be trying them a bit more. Obviously, I think those of you that have stuck around know that they have become an obsession of mine lately. Okay, so part of me wants to just leave this. The other part of me knows that I cannot do that for you all with a video when there's multi-chromes in this palette. Like, we gotta use them. So what I want to figure out is what shades we want to use. I feel like Siren looks really, really pretty. That looks pretty. So does Sunkissed. Sunkissed is very light, iridescent-y, kind of like a blue gold pink. I wasn't expecting that to come through. Okay, let's look at Tide Pool. I think Tide Pool will be too dark for what I want to do. Yeah, Tide Pool is going to be too dark, but it's a really pretty shade as well. I'll swatch them on the back of my hand for you. Oh, you know what? The first one, Siren, actually ends up shearing out a little bit. So here they are on the back of my hand. See, Siren ends up being a little bit more iridescent than I was expecting. Its base doesn't come through as dark. I haven't swatched this palette yet, so I just played with a few of the shades yesterday. Let's do Siren. So I am not actually going to spray this or put it on a tacky base or anything this time, because I really don't want it to be applying in like a super opaque way. Like, I just want the sparkle and shine to come through without it being like super opaque, if that makes sense. And I am covering where we have the liner, so that's what we're doing. And I'm bringing it into the crease because I was just watching Millie from Brad to the Brows video on the Izamaya Industrial palette, and she was just talking about how shimmers can go in the crease. You can do whatever you want with them. Don't let anyone tell you different. So here we go. That's basically gonna be the look. I mean, I'm trying to decide if I want to like bring this purple up at all to kind of soften that edge, maybe. I'm just using what's left over on this same brush we were using earlier. I feel like that helped it be like a slightly more defined outer corner. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up my other eye, my base, the whole nine, come back and show you the finished look. Here we are, back with the finished look. I will tell you about what I did off camera. So I did the exact same mattes on the lower lash line that I did up top, which was Deep Dive, Bikini, and then Tan Lines and Bikini mixed. I don't know what's happening, my dogs are running. Anyways, I did do something up top that I didn't show you guys. So this shade Sunkissed, I put on this Gloss Gods M11 brush, and I just like put it into like the front third of my crease, like over where we had the shade Siren, just to give a little bit more brightness, just to have a little bit more, I don't know, dimension effect happening on the lid. That I did. And then in the inner corner I put the shade Caribbean right here, or Caribbean. Anyways, put that on the inner corner and then put Sunkissed over the top to give it more of like a sparkle and a brightness. And then on the face, I am using the Bellabeautebar Oracle Chrome highlighter palette. I used the shade The Star. Okay, that my hand was right in the way. The Star, that's the highlighter I have. My blush is the Full Fantasy blush from Laura Lee and Manny MUA. And then my lip gloss, because I feel like some of you might want to know about this because it's like a duochrome gloss. This is the shade Unigasm from Luxby Aesthetics. So, oh, and then let me talk about my lashes. These are the new lashes that I got from the MUA lash, and they're the style I'm obsessed, and I wanted smaller lashes so that we didn't cover up all this sparkle, and I love them, so wanted to mention that. But anyways, let's talk about the palette and my thoughts now that I've done two looks. Overall, I think it's really pretty. I wish, like I said already, that there was more difference in these two blue mattes and then the brown shades up here. I just wish we had a little bit more contrast, but all of the shimmer shades are gorgeous. I haven't used all of them, but they look gorgeous in pan even if I haven't. But they're really pretty shimmer shades. They have a nice formula. I feel like it's the pretty standard matte and shimmer formula that Bellabeautebar has had over their last couple of releases. So yeah, I really like them. I think this is really nice. I'm glad that they re-released this palette in their new formula. But that's it. Let me know what you think of this look and the picture of the other look that I showed in the comments. And with that, I will see you all next time. Bye!